नमस्कार, वेलकम टू कॉमन इंडियन वॉइस। आज हमारे साथ जो है ना गेस्ट, उनको मतलब मैं क्या बोलूं, जब जिस दिन उन्होंने मुझे ट्विटर पे फॉलो बैक दिया था, आई लिटरली रोट आई एम ऑन क्लाउड नाइन। एंड जब मैं कुछ दिन पहले उनको अप्रोच की और उनसे पूछा कि मैम क्या आप हमारे चैनल पे आएंगे, एंड शी सेड यस। आज मैं सच बोल रही हूँ, आई एम स्पीचलेस, आई एम नर्वस बिकॉज शी इज वन लेडी आई एम इन ऑ ऑफ. She is an exceptional lady. Welcome, Nandini ma'am. Nandini ma'am is actually Nandini ma'am का पूरा नाम आपको बता दूं, नंदिनी बाहरी धांडा, and she is an interior architect and entrepreneur, and she has been working for the last 32 years, and her hobbies are reading, writing, history, current affairs. Twitter पे जो इनको जानते हैं, they will know that her writing is awesome. I used to think I was good at writing because I would be complimented, but ma'am ke samne, no way. Welcome, ma'am. I'm so honored.
Thank you. Thank you, Isha. You're making me nervous with all the compliments. But thank you all the same.
Ma'am, what do you make of the current affairs in our country? I will start on a lighter note. I just saw a few things that was going on in the TV. And I find it actually it's hilarious to see on the outwardly. If you look at it, it's hilarious. But I think if we go deep within, it's quite sad what is happening in Punjab, especially.
Absolutely, I agree with you. We can all have a good laugh and take a little pleasure at the confusion and what seems like really a comedy of errors. But it is sad. It's a border state. It's going through so much of churn. It's a very dangerous time. And I don't think it should have been handled so clumsily, so sloppily, and so shamefully. So, yes, it's very worrying. And especially when you go back and you look at it dispassionately, you wonder what these people are up to. It's shocking.
Absolutely. Means, see, today they are at a juncture when I'm just questioning the wisdom of the people at the helm. That what were they thinking about when they ousted? They made the situation so bad that chief minister who was firmly in control had to resign. For what? And today the person who went in for all the circus that we are witnessing, he has resigned.
That's it. So nobody knows what is the reason, what is the cause. It could have been handled, I think, in a very different and a mature manner. But it also shows the difference between the two parties, the BJP and the Congress. I mean, you've seen all these chief ministers being changed in other BJP states. And you see how smoothly and effectively it's been done. One man makes way for the next man very graciously. Outwardly, we don't know the inner story, but outwardly it is done that the public is reassured that the baton has passed. This seems to be like a school play gone very seriously wrong. People are coming in at the wrong time, leaving at the wrong time. The dialogues and scripts have got all mixed up. The director, we don't know who's directing the show. It is really, if it wasn't funny, as you said, it is terribly distressing. I have no words for it. And I'd rather wait, watch, and see how it unfolds.
And as far as the media is concerned, I was going through a few channels and I saw reports on YouTube also. Everyone is having a gala day today, and they are all coming up with lots and lots of theories. But
Yes.
One thing which I saw was that the letter of resignation, he has written that I cannot compromise. So
I didn't understand that letter actually, Isha.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Yes,
compromise corner, I have never heard of it before. But Sidhu has these ways of his language is always a little more, has a lot of flair and drama. And I've never really understood it. It's more for effect rather than make sense, whatever I've seen of him. His letter is so abrupt, doesn't say much. I guess only the 3 or 4 people in the know would know why he's actually resigned. We don't know. He's not given any reason except his compromise corner, so to speak.
Exactly.
So, I think at the moment it's all conjecture. It's something like the exit polls, where we all have our say and everybody gives their version. And then in the end, there's a shock waiting for you. So I don't know what it is about.
Exactly. Means like he has actually, what he has done is like in the Times Now, Times Now, I saw that, and another channel, I think it was TV 18, News 18, they said that, what has actually happened is that on a day when Congress was beating its chest and feeling great that Kanhaiya and Mewani have entered Congress, Sidhu has gone and blown everything up, and they could not even rejoice. I don't know why they were rejoicing the entry of such people, but then yes, crumbs are fine for Congress, I guess. What's your take on that?
I'm repeating myself, but it is a comedy of, errors. I mean, it's like the comic relief has walked in and now the tragedy has begun. And, and we don't know who it's tragic for, because just till recently, people said master stroke, a word very often used now, I think too often, that it's lost its value. So you had this Christian, Dalit, Sikh CM, perfect combination of everything. And, Sidhu was hovering around everywhere in the photo frames. It was like, this is my man, and I'm going to be, turning the screws on him. So, I mean, one assumed that Sidhu was very happy with this position of kingmaker, right? So he had his little show going on one side. On the other end, we have these 2 communists, so-called, who come into the Congress party. What is their claim to fame? The Tukde Tukde gang and Afzal Guru and all those slogans and whatnot. I mean, it makes you think, what has the Congress reduced itself to? It comes across as an absolutely floundering party where they are, grasping for straws and everything is falling apart.
Exactly.
I don't think Sidhu's taken away anything from those 2, because those 2 would have had their own little side show. So it's not very nice. As I say, I think we deserve a better opposition.
We do. I have always written, and I always believe that. Actually, I have been reprimanded that why do you need an opposition? I said a democracy cannot run without an opposition.
Yes, I think we need a better opposition, and they're doing a very poor job of it. Exactly. Very poor job.
Exactly.
So then you dread what they will do if they ever come to power. So you'll do everything to keep them out of power. Because as an opposition, if they couldn't fulfill a role with no responsibility, you couldn't take responsibility. So can you imagine when you have a responsibility, how will you function? I don't think, Congress is going to, it's burning its boats.
It's burning. And so, ma'am, it is conjecture again, but what do you think Captain is going to do now? Because he has come to Delhi. He has come to Delhi to meet Amit Shah and Nadda ji.
Yes.
Amit Shah ji and Nadda ji. So, what if they start groveling? Will he go back?
I have no. I really have, and I wouldn't like to take a guess because it's all there out in the open.
Yeah, exactly.
Who joins who? Like, what do you know? Sidhu might join up at the end of it. Yeah. They promise him more, because it's all transactional. So if he gets more there, he might just head there. Or was it the game plan from the very beginning?
Yeah, we also keep we had our suspicions that what is Sidhu actually up to, because there was it was not necessary for just 6 months remaining and you take away the chief minister and you go in for a long sort of drama. Then you proclaim yourself as the super CM, and then you are resigning. And you are resigning. Some people are saying that the appointments, he was not being given the means the what should I say, the free hand to appoint people he wanted to appoint.
Yes.
But then again,
Yes,
that
that's
is
what,
conjecture.
that's right. So I think, you know, what we should do, Isha, is just wait for tomorrow and
Yeah,
see what's going to happen. And then
exactly.
who knows, we'll have to adjust our sales and conjectures all over again and have a new story. I mean, it's like, you know, going on a path where it's all fairy tale. You can take the story this way, you can take the story that way. I have no idea, frankly speaking.
So I will for my next question, you know, I'm going to connect two things. Like Congress never stops bragging about their leadership and deriding the prime minister of our country. So, you know, today's fiasco is completely the brainchild of the leadership. They were the ones who, you know, like Sukhbir Badalji has said that Sidhu is a misguided missile. So they maybe thought that they could guide the missile, but it again boomeranged on them. And compared to that, we see them criticizing the prime minister when he was at UNGA. Ma'am, I would like to ask you, what exactly is your, you know, your views on the way our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji conducted himself once he was there, and what did you infer from all the, you know, things that he did over there?
Well, for one thing, I think now Narendra Modi is a consummate, traveler, statesman, and you can see the ease with which he owned the space. So, you know, there is no, it's in the early days, one wondered, it was all new, and you looked that would it work smoothly, that would it go easily. But now he's an experienced, in foreign affairs. He's guided the country through some very, troublesome times, and he's managed it well. I think he handled the whole thing very well. There was a restraint. The message got across very easily, very firmly. I think I like the change in narrative. I like the fact that he spoke throughout in Hindi. He wore Indian clothes. He had a translator, an interpreter. And I'm sure he could have, it gives you that, that holding back, which allows you to let the message go slowly to the next person. And I think it was for me, as a citizen of this country, as a person who's just seeing it through television, I think it went very well. And I was most impressed with his speech at the UN, at the UN. It was really came across brief, crisp, and firm. Put our position very clear. And he gave it to everybody.
Yeah, he gave it to everybody. That was the best thing, He didn't even spare the UN.
Yes, very politely, very nicely. He told them everything that we all wanted to tell them.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think it went well.
So means, why do we see the meltdown? When he has, done our country proud, and we are all proud as Indians. This is one of the strongest PM we have seen at UN. And right. he did not cow down, and it was his body language, everything spoke of the strength that India has. So why the meltdown?
Actually, we shouldn't even be asking that question, because they are in perpetual meltdown. If it's not this, it's that. If it's not that, it's this. I think it's like really that the elephant passes and the dogs keep barking. I've sort of now stopped looking and wondering that why and what is the matter? Don't they see the bigger picture? Let's talk about the country. I think I don't have any such expectations from them.
No use.
From these people who constantly carping and constantly criticizing. You would hold somebody's opinion in instead if you felt that they had something to say which was positive, as well as sort of a positive criticism, where you say that this is what we feel, it could have been, this is for the sake of criticizing. And the level is very puerile, very childish. You have, so you have the Prime Minister looking at his files, and the Congress guys will come up with, even this, our Prime Minister did this, even our Prime. This is really schoolyard level, discussion. My daddy bestest kind of thing.
Exactly.
You have to go beyond that. I mean, surely we can up the debate. So I no longer, consider their opinion worthwhile, or that I will worry about it or wonder what they are going to say, or so on. Immaterial.
They are predictive.
Yeah,
you
very
can actually predict them what they are going to do.
And it's the same 4-5 people, and you wonder कि भैया तुमने कुछ सीखा नहीं, मतलब 7 साल हो गए, कुछ तो सीख लेते, कुछ तो देख लेते, मतलब कि it is nothing which makes you feel that you look forward to an informed opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not there. No?
Ma'am, the next question is, what do you make of his interaction with the Vice President of US, Kamala Harris? Because, there was a lot of speculation, but he did make her take Pakistan's name.
This is all the sparring of diplomats, she holds back, he gives it, so on, so forth. I wouldn't, I think at the moment, Biden's in the chair. Let's worry about him. When her time comes, dekhenge.
Unnecessary importance is being given to her.
Why? Yeah. I know a lot of people here thought that, she would be the one who would, say something more strong and more firm about God knows what. But these are matters of the country, what you say in an election and what you actually do at the time of meeting a prime minister for a large democratic country who represents 1.3 billion people. They should not be one word out of place. And she's clever enough to understand that. There's a lot at stake. Why would she do that?
Absolutely.
So I think, all these things are very immaterial in the long run. The big picture it was a good trip. He came across, as I said, firm, strong, represented a people, their aspirations. What more do we want?
We don't. True, we don't want anymore. But one means it's another comedy. But then, comparing the speech given by the Prime Minister of Pakistan, is he in any level with our Prime Minister? He just goes and he just begs and he talks
we
about...
We shouldn't even ask that question, Isha. Pakistan bores me, It just bores me. It's like so predictable. Gazit ke 70 saal ho gaye. Same thing, Kashmir, ye wo. And look at their state. If they had something to show at the end of it, like, we put all our might and thought behind Kashmir, and this is what we have done. Well, at the end of it, you still haven't achieved anything. In fact, the dream is going further and further away from them. Sensible people would look at it very differently. So I find Pakistan very, not something one should waste one time. I'm sure there's a way to deal with them, which the government is doing in its own way. But to respond to them is immaterial.
Immaterial. I have seen one thing that, I've actually spoken to many people while interacting on Twitter. I've told them, unnecessarily you make issues blow out of proportion, and then you give importance to things which is not supposed to be. Like you just now said that talking about Pakistan is, even I did the same thing. So means, aren't we supposed to look at just the positive things, at least the followers, the right wing?
Yeah. I don't know whether you read, I did 2 years ago on one of the Prime Minister of Pakistan speech at the UN. I did a spoof on it on a thread. And, I think that's all it deserves. his laugh, and you move on, you know, because he has, any prime minister comes or anybody comes, they say the same thing. They've not changed anything. So it's one of those piddly nations you don't have to worry about. And they are a nuisance value, deal with them like that. But no more importance than is necessary.
Modi
and I thought the message was given, I thought the
Yeah.
message was given very well, that a junior diplomat was, put forward to present the government of India's view. And she did it very well.
She did.
That's it. You just had to, I mean, that was the government of India's response, and it was given through her, and she delivered it beautifully, and the message got across. So that is the importance we give you.
Absolutely. Ma'am, after his speech, he also has said that when India reforms, the world transforms. And he was also very firm about, a position. India should have a permanent space at UN. And then we had Biden saying that, India should have. Means, what exactly do you mean by should have? Isn't India supposed to give? That's one, be given the post. And the second thing is that after this, do you think we have, after the speech and after the way our Prime Minister went over there and conducted the business and everything, don't you think we are right at the top now, even though we are considered a developing country, but politically, the importance, can anyone deny it?
I don't think anybody can deny us the role that we have or the position that we have and what we aspire for. I don't think anybody can hold you back. And I think the people in the know, the people in the right positions, and they are working towards it. And I think the world is also beginning to recognize it. And we are more assertive, we are more demanding, we're not so giving, and we will not hold back. That is a big change in the narrative. And I think people have noticed that change, and things will fall into place if we stay on track.
So there are people who are saying that he has also put China in its place. He has been very firm about, means he never names any country. And he has put both Pakistan, I don't even consider them, but he has put China. Will you agree to that, that he has put China in its place? He's given us firm warning.
I don't know whether you can put any country in its place, because every country has its place, So I think what he put across very well was that we will no longer suffer nonsense. And if we feel wrong, we will stand up. So if China has, behaved in a particular manner, we will come back with an equally forceful way of handling situations. It was not the usual, we are forgiving, we are, accepting. It was not that usual kind of speech. It was more of a making your position clear. And I think he did that vis-a-vis most countries. He did that vis-a-vis the UN. He said that you can't mess with us, basically, no longer. And I think that was enough. And I don't know whether he put a particular country in its place or didn't do that. I mean, I have no idea of that. But I think generally he just made his position and the country's position very clear. And I think that was a good enough message. Everybody got it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ma'am, to wrap it up, I would like you to say a few words for the country, your expectations. Where do you see us after, before 2024, where do you see us?
Well,
that's going to be another battle.
I have to tell you that I'm very hopeful. I'm very optimistic for this country. And I'm at that age where I'm very happy that I'm here and I will see change within my lifetime. And I think we have to just keep to the course, and we must recognize the leadership which will deliver this course. And these little things here and there should not distract us. we have a bigger mission, and that is to leave a country which we are proud of for our children and grandchildren. And the responsibility is ours. So I am very, very hopeful for this country. I see that at work. I see that in, your social and family surroundings. People have a skin in the game. They actually feel that, something is being done for them. And when you are participative, I think you know that you give, you'll get. And I think that feeling is very, very prevalent now, which I have not seen ever before. So I think we are on the right track, and we must keep on that track.
2024, he needs to come back.
All these people who try to distract us with these one a day outrages and one a day, little things which, distract us with communal violence and say, oh, this is happening, this country, it's going to the dogs, fascism, this is now become so boring. It has become predictable. I think people have recognized what is good for them. They can see it. And I think that's a very good and a healthy sign. And I am very positive.
Yeah, we need to be positive, and I believe many are saying that he might retire because of the age factor, but I think he has yet many things more to do.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think people will let him retire so soon.
Exactly.
If we have a say, I don't think that.
No way, we will not.
Yeah.
Ma'am, it was such a pleasure to talk to you, and as usual, very, very crystal clear about your views, and that I think the viewers would want you to come back. I know you have a very busy schedule, but we will wait for you to come back. And thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
ओके व्यूअर्स, मैं आज आप लोगों को जिनसे मिलाई, मुझे 100% श्योर है कि आपको बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा. एंड प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए, एंड वीडियो पूरा जरूर देखिए, क्योंकि हम जो कहते हैं तो हम लोग फेक न्यूज या हम कंजेक्चर्स पे नहीं जाते हैं, जो है वो सामने है. तो थैंक यू एंड शुभ रात्रि.